from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber, stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber, she's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber, cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, from sequins to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Thank you. Hello there, and welcome to Amber Live on it's another September evening. We're getting through there, just a few weeks away from Halloween. We have a special show coming up for Halloween. We've got a couple of different special shows coming up. We'll make more announcements next week, but you'll want to hear that. But oh my goodness, we got a great show this week. And I really want to thank all the people who commented on last week's show. The guests we had were just fascinating from all over the country, and you got to meet them and see that handsome naked violinist, not shirtless violinist. He wasn't totally naked, but he was shirtless, and that was pretty cool. All right, but we got a great show coming up to you, but let's check in with Russell first so he can talk to us and tell us what's happening.
Hey
Russell.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really excited about tonight's show.
Who wouldn't be? But you know what? First bit of business.
And what's that? Oh, that's right. I always forget. I want everybody to like, subscribe, share. We're up to over 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is really cool. That's growing. And we had a lot of viewers on YouTube last week, too. So, but right now, if you're on Facebook or wherever you are, make sure you push like and share. Share the love. All right. Share
yes,
the Amber
tell
love.
all your friends. We want everyone to watch Amber Live.
Yes. So, what else did you want to bring up?
Well, there are so many things. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about our Boosters Club, which we asked for a new name.
Yes.
And we reached out to our audience members, and we got one. And the Boosters Club is now called the LeMay's Bustiers. So we have the Bustier Club, and we definitely want to thank all of our Bustiers who have helped us out so much. It really is important to keeping the show going, and we really appreciate it. And we last week gained a new member, and we also had somebody who gave us a second Bustier and got moved to the top of the list. Thank you, Sam Stanley. I think I see the new one. Mark LeBlanc. Oh yeah, down at the bottom.
Yes,
there it is. So, and you know what? So we would really appreciate it. And I just realized that I made a mistake creating this, so I'm going to have to go back to our old graphic for a minute. If you would like to join the Bustiers, down there at the bottom, is our Venmo, which is at RJD Pro. And we really appreciate it. If you donate $25 or more, you will get one of these fantastic stickers that you see there. And that would be a huge help for us. Every dollar that you tip us will go right back into the show. We'll help keep us going, and we'll make Amber look better every week. So we
could try. Facelift.
Yeah.
So show that list again. Show the list of the boosters.
It's at RJD Pro is the Venmo to use, and here's the list of boosters.
You're looking at that list. There's several Vermonters. We want to thank our Vermonter supporters, but I see Memphis there. I see Florida. I see Poughkeepsie, New York. I see Provincetown, Massachusetts. That's great. So thank you very much for doing that.
All over. And we do really appreciate it, and it is very, very important to helping us make the show grow. So if you can give a little bit, we would love it. Yes, Jessica. Mark LeBlanc shelled out.
Yeah. Also, I was telling about how much people appreciated last week's show, the guests we had, and the one guest we had, Call Me Chris, who has over 4 million.
I think when she was on our show, she was at 4.6, but so by now she may be up to 5 million followers.
And let's show what else happened to her this week after appearing on Amber Live.
I just witnessed the single greatest act on TikTok history with Call Me Chris. She's known for her tiny hands. She went live for 2 hours and probably made $30,000 of donations after donation after donation. I watched it live. I was literally crying watching her. So happy for a huge creator that's all about positivity. I've been saying that this TikTok app is the most positive app out there, and she is a role model for all of us. Congratulations, Chris. And then this happened.
Somebody just sent me $1,000.
Chris, you deserve it. We're all behind you. Thank you for bringing such positivity. Keep it up.
$30,000, 2 hours on TikTok.
Yeah, her fans love her so much, and I guess somebody decided that they wanted to help her out be a full-time creator because she's a hairdresser in British Columbia, and they wanted to make it so that she could stop doing that and just create TikToks. And so everybody swarmed and started donating money to her. It's amazing.
$1,000, boom, woo.
Yeah. Someday our bustiers will do that. And to that end, I'll put the Venmo back up there. Wink, wink.
I'll cry for $1,000.
Oh, you've cried for
us. But I do want to point out that happened after she appeared on this show. So,
I don't know for sure what the connection is, but there may be one.
I think so. Also, our caption this photo this week. Did you find something?
I did find something, and apparently somebody else found something too. Apparently the oldest sperm ever discovered was found in 100-million-year-old amber. So we would love to have people caption this. Give us something to go with that comment. Just how old is amber these days? And where did she get that sperm? Yeah, get over it. I know Mark LeBlanc's going to have fun with that one.
It wasn't his sperm. That's for sure.
Let's hope not.
And also we have we want to invite people to join us for our quiz tonight. And it's a special quiz relating to our guests, and it's all about the Vermont House of Representatives. So if you think you know a lot about Vermont governor or government, you might want to join us.
Yeah, and you can do that by sending an email to that address that's under Amber or the one on the ticker at the bottom. And first one to send us an email can play the game along with all our guests.
And including, for the first time on Amber, this is our 27th show, I think.
This is the 27th show, yes.
We have a live studio audience.
We do have a live studio audience. Look at that.
Socially distanced. We have room for one audience member, and it's our good friend Johnny. And look at that nice shirt he has on.
Yes, he is wearing a fantastic Amber Live T-shirt.
Yeah, it's very good. All right, so that he'll be joining us for the quiz. And Russell, tell us about the rest of our guests.
Well, we have 3 fantastic guests tonight. That are Amber. I know you are looking forward to this one because you like politics a lot. Mm-hmm. And the first up is John Killacky, who I know you've known for quite a while. And after that, it will be David Glidden, who we've known for quite a while. And we have proof of that later on. And finally, Taylor Small. And they're all running for the House of Representatives, I believe. And
Yes.
they'll be telling you about their journey to get there.
Oh, it's fascinating. All members of the GLBTQAI community.
You have trouble with letters, Amber. I know.
So, but no, that's going to be fascinating. So we got to caption this. Want to make sure people join us on that. Oh yeah. And also, if you want to be on the quiz, send us an email as well.
And one other thing, Amber, we didn't include on the list, but I think we should. If anyone would like to send in a tribute tonight to this wonderful woman, Jack will also take those, and we'll talk about them at the end of the show.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, and that's one reason why we do this show every week, is to help us get through these times. It was last March, 27 weeks ago, where I said, gosh, how am I going to survive this COVID? And I said, let's do a show. And Russell said, okay, let's do it. And so every Sunday night, we're doing what we can to boost our spirits, and we hope they boost yours as well. Well, thank you very much, Russell. We'll see you later on in the show.
I will see you in a little while. Have fun.
Yes. All right. So now it's time to, there's some news that you might not have seen this week, and I'm going to share it with you. So here's Amber's take on the news. Well, former aide to Vice President Pence. Oh, I can't wait to rephrase that to former Vice President Pence. It'll happen. It'll happen. Well, anyway, former aide to Vice President Pence, Olivia Trope, says she's voting for Biden this November. Mm-hmm. According to Ms. Troy, watching the president handle the coronavirus, it was obvious he only cared about getting reelected and not the well-being of the country. Go figure. First off, I think I speak for everyone when I ask, there was a woman working for Mike Pence? Did Mother approve of this? Well, FYI, Pence often refers to his wife as Mother, and has said he is uncomfortable being alone in a room with a female that's not his wife. I know a couple other men like that too. Anyway, Olivia, if you were so concerned with the well-being of our country, why the hell were you with this administration in the first place? I guess you're okay with locking children up at the border, but now that you can see that Trump may lose, you're all about jumping off the Titanic onto the USS Self-Congratulatory Virtue Boat, huh? Fine. We'll take support where we can get it, I guess. All right. Number one alert. Kanye West took a photo of himself peeing on his Grammy in a toilet bowl. One of his 21 Grammy awards. Not his Grammy as a grandmother. That would just be totally sick. I don't know if he realizes, but you can't flush a Grammy, which means somebody, probably Chloe or whichever Kardashian he's married to, had to pull a piss-covered statue out of their toilet. And yes, this is the same Kanye West who is on the ballot as a presidential candidate in several states, including Vermont. Also, anyone else notice how close to the toilet he had to stand to take that picture? Turns out the biggest dick in the world doesn't have a very big dick. Go figure. This pandemic is bad enough without nude British citizens on the streets of London. Why couldn't they have been nude Italians or Spanish? I love me a bare Barcelonian. Well, this was all part of an art installation where hundreds of Britishers posed naked with the exception of a mask. This does not want to make me wear a mask more. Now, every time I put on my mask, I'll be thinking of pasty, doughy Englishmen. Wait, on second thought, it may not be too bad. I'll take anything to distract from the Englanders' lack of dental work. Oh, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, he scolded anti-maskers who played "We're Not Gonna Take It" as they marched through a Target store, proclaiming the pandemic a hoax and encouraging everyone to take off their masks. We're not gonna take it. No, you're not gonna take it. You're not gonna buy it either because you're banned. Y'all got banned from Target. March this trash parade down to Walmart and see if those greeters there appreciate your total lack of understanding how science works. Dee Snider came after you. You know you're in the wrong when Dee Snider is telling you to follow the rules. Oh, and finally, Russia's space agency declares Venus a Russian planet. Seriously. According to CBS News, the chief of the Russian space agency has declared Venus a Russian planet, claiming it was more interesting than Mars anyway. Russians are going to annex Venus like it's an intergalactic Crimea. Putin apparently sent word to Trump saying, Uranus is mine too. That's my look at the news this week. So, oh, don't blame me. I just watch TV. Okay. All right. Let's go with our first guest of the evening. A wonderful gentleman in every sense of the word, Mr. John Killacky. Hi, John.
Hello, Amber. I love you. Okay. I moved here in 2010, and you were one of the first people to greet me. And for the Gay Pride Parade, you walked by Church Street and you said, "Hey, Mr. Flynn there, come on now. Get in the parade."
Well, I didn't know your name. I just knew who you were.
Mr. Flynn. But anyway, you know, I've just loved you for the 10 years I've lived here. And I so admire you. And, you know, I loved your political commentary now, but you know, drag is political, and you are one of the most political people I know, and I just appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much, John. And I think you being here 10 years, you know how special this place is that allows me to do what I do here and allowed you to be an openly gay man who's a part of the state representatives. You know, it's a special place.
It's incredible.
So before you got into politics, or I should say before you ran for office, you were, what was your title at the Flynn?
I was the executive director of the Flynn Center.
Yeah. How would you describe the Flynn for people who aren't aware?
Well, it's 90 years old. It's a 1,400 seat theater, originally a movie house. And I ran for 8 years, and the budget was about $7.5 million. And it served almost 200,000 Vermonters every year.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And there was two, I was fortunate enough to be invited to be on that stage many times as for different fundraisers and events. One, there was your going away party, your farewell party that we had a Cher impersonator there, which was a surprise to you.
It was. There's Cher, yeah.
Yes.
And there's my girls, my backup dancers.
Yes.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me in the theater that night. It was really quite beautiful, and I have had since I was like 12 years old an obsession with Cher that continues today. I visit her Twitter page every day, and she hates Trump so much. She hates the guy so much. It's incredible, and she is uncensored.
Yeah.
So,
and it was funny that impersonator is so good. There were people saying, "Is that really Cher? Is that
how'd
really
you get Cher here?"
It's John Killacky. Of course, we got Cher. And then there was another event. I believe it was 4 years ago, where it was a fundraiser for the Flynn, and I repelled 9.
Here's what I love about you. It's over the edge, and you have to repel off 9 stories. You have to raise $1,000 to do it. And Amber, when I asked you if you do it, you said, "Of course." So you did it in totally your own way. You told all your friends, and you had so many friends, that if they donated to you, that you'd give it to the Flynn, that you would put their logo on. And I think you brought in $4,000.
It was just over $4,000.
You're one of the highest fundraisers that year.
Yeah. And darn you, Chico Lager.
But the best is there you are in the 9th story, right? And you lean over, and I'm thinking, oh my God, the logos are on her ass. Under her dress, she was clothed. Amber was clothed, but there she is in their underwear. The logos were, and you slowly descended
very slowly,
showing every logo of everybody who helped.
That was a wonderful day.
Well, it was pure you. You're such a joyful creature. Thank you.
Thank you, John. So, John, before we get into the politics, what else? You do so many other things. You're a curator. You've been working with PBS. Tell me about your PBS project.
Sure. I made a film last November, and it showed this summer on Vermont PBS. And it was a short film with my friend Eiko Otake, who's a choreographer. And we did sort of a letter to our dead mothers. And we shot in very stark black and white, and it's just us looking at the camera, just speaking to our mothers about the complexity of, mother, child. And Eiko lived in New York, and she had an American career. Her mother's in Japan. Her mom never quite understood it. Like, why don't you come back to Japan? You're Japanese. Like, why do you need to be in New York? And so there was, how do you get resolution when a parent dies? And it's received incredible support. It was up in Helen Day in an exhibition. It's been in New York and Minneapolis, and then Vermont PBS showed it. So it's resonating. It's really beautiful. And there we are in our black and white outfits, and we wanted to make it severely minimal. And it was a beautiful experience to do.
Well, how exciting! How cool for you that you have all these artistic skills that you share with us. So, why politics? What made you think, okay, I'm retired from the Flynn. Most people just be eating bonbons and having their husband cater to them, like I'm sure yours would.
When I said I was going to retire from the Flynn, the first thing my husband says, "What are you going to do? You're not going to sit around this house. You are not going to sit around this house." But Amber, I really thought, well, what could service be right now? What service can I do in the community? And so in Vermont, it's a citizen legislature. It's part-time, doesn't pay very much. But I thought, well, this is a way for me to give back to a community that has really been very generous to me, very supportive of me, welcoming me, and allowing me to do the work at the Flynn. And now it's my time to give back. So I really wanted to do that. It's been an incredible 2 years. I've spent my whole life in the arts, and now I'm on general housing and military affairs, and I'm working on
military affairs. Yeah, that sounds fun to me.
Well, National Guard is in our portfolio. Affordable housing is a big issue that we work on. Liquor and lottery control. So, honey, I'm going to be watching your liquor, okay? And you got to call me the honorable now, okay? I'm a representative. And I decided I would run again. I wanted to do 2 more years.
So you had, you talked about you're on for the Liquor and Lottery Commission, or that committee, and also with the arts. What's going to happen? Between with the arts, places like the Flynn, and also with bars, things of that nature.
Well, the arts groups were the first to close,
mm-hmm.
and they're going to be the last to open. Mm-hmm. So the Flynn probably won't open till next summer.
Wow.
Because people aren't going to be eager to go to a 1,400-seat theater and hear the Vermont Symphony Orchestra. Even in the spring, it's going to be too tight. So it's been devastating. There's been about $35 million lost in the arts sector already. And so we were able, in the legislature at the last minute, I worked with some colleagues, and we got a $5 million put aside for the arts to apply for support to kind of help rebuild and pay for staff during this downtime. Because, some of these groups are so small and they may not reopen.
Wow.
So it's going to take a long time.
It's very sad. While yes, people are finding other ways to be creative and express themselves, we still want that experience of live theater. We want to experience things like that.
Yeah. Your show's down in Flint Space. I loved, and so I'll be eager for those to happen as well.
Yeah, we were the last act for the last year of First Night. We were the last act. I don't know if that was good or bad. We're not doing that anymore.
Well, you couldn't go right after the 12-year-old singing, Amber. Okay, you had to have a little distance.
I think they created social distancing for the LeMays. Okay. John,
First of
what
all,
would you
you've
like-
done so much. The LeMays have done so much for this community. You are so political. Every election time, you're there with your voter signals. You're marching down Church Street and stuff. And so I just appreciate what you've done because Amber, you and I are of a certain era of us right after Stonewall that this is inconceivable that we could be doing what we're doing today. And the change in our lifetime is so profound. And your next two guests here, are doing they're the next generation or maybe two generations beyond. And it's people like you that made a difference.
Well, so John, I think us also being of that certain age where we lost a lot of friends who, if they were around today, they would be doing a hell of a lot more and better than what we're doing, And so I find if I can just do a little bit in their memory or for them, let's do it. So
we do it for them.
Yes. John, thank you so much. We'll bring you back for the quiz.
Okay.
And we put your addresses up there and we'll run them again before the show's over.
Perfect. Thank you. Love you.
Thank you, John.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Like I said, a gentleman in every sense of the word. Just so nice. Well, let's update the caption this picture. I'm going to be put in charge of that picture next week. I'm going to pick the one out. So Russell, can we put that up there? Yes, it's that 100-year-old amber sperm or whatever. Jeez, the studio audience says that looks like my wig. No more live studio audience. It's a good thing we have an open bar. That's for sure. All right. Okay. Yes, we are more than 6 feet apart, social distancing. So, talking about politics, we got some other politicians coming up, and this time I usually do some funny top fives, but we're getting to a time, especially with what happened on Friday, that we really need to reach out to everyone and make sure that they vote. And so if you're thinking of actively volunteering for a candidate or an issue this campaign season, or you happen to meet someone through family or whoever, here are top 5 tips when talking to strangers about politics. Number 5, ask what turns them on. We all have our issue: healthcare, climate change, economy, whatever. Here's an easy way to break the ice and start a conversation. Just ask them. Say, hey, what interests you? And then number 4, listen to what they have to say. Try not to just smile and nod. They may see through that anyway. Listen carefully and let them finish without interrupting too much. Number 3, empathize. Their issue or their position on it may not be your thing, but try to understand where they're coming from and tell them that, I understand, or I never thought of it like that before. And then number 2, relate to your own experience. Finding any common ground, even if you disagree on the outcomes or the details, helps them see where you're coming from. And number 1, be nice. If they're willing to talk and hear you out on politics, they're probably not an asshole, and it's easier to persuade someone to at least consider a different way of thinking about an issue. Besides, there's a maniac in the White House, and the last thing anyone needs right now is more nastiness. So support your candidates, get out there and make sure people vote, but be nice about it too. All right, cool. All right, so make sure you get on there and like, share, subscribe, and then we've got this word from one of our sponsors. Hi, it's Amber LeMay. Do you want to have coffee with me? Maybe snuggle on a cold fall day with me, or hang out casually with me. Well, now you can. Introducing the Amber Live Store. Get a coffee mug with my mug. Get a sweatshirt with my face. Get a t-shirt with my face. Get a beach towel and you can sit on. Well, you get the idea. You'll always have me around. Order your merchandise now at amberlive.tv.
And all of those Amber Live products come in 3 great styles. We have the Surviving 2020 with amberlive.tv. We have the main logo from Amber Live. And we also, for the political season, have the League of Drag Queen Voters. Don't blow it, vote. And every week we take a moment when someone sends us a great picture of themselves with something they got from amberlive.tv. And our good friend and one of our bustiers, Karen Gephardt, got her beach towel from her order, and there she is showing it off. Thank you very much. And I bet she's going to have a lot of great hours at the beach with that. So thank you all. And here's the 3 beach towels. You can see them all. Just go to amberlive.tv and you'll be able to find those products.
Yes, coffee mugs. I like them. All right, so let's go to our next guest. Our next guest, literally, I've known since he was 4 or 5 years old. Yes, David Glidden, come on out there. Hey, David.
Hello, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So, David, my goodness, it's so good to see you. As I said, we're friends of your father's. Your father was a big supporter of the House of LeMay, and we watched you grow up. And here you are. You're running for office.
Yes.
How
right.
did,
I've been
did that
told we
happen?
met at Burlington Children's Space. Is that correct?
That's it. Yes.
And I now work in that same building with Outright Vermont. It's a very full circle. Like, I now have to stare at the wall with my creepy little hand plastered on it.
It was Cindy Zook, who was the director of the senior center, which shared the space with the children's space there, said, there's this boy over in the children's space who does this great interpretive dance to a song from Cats.
Probably. That sounds right.
Well, I got to see this.
Yep, that sounds totally right.
And then I found out that you were Michael's son.
Yep, I was a Glidden.
Yes, you are. So, David, since doing that interpretive Cats dance, and today, what has kept you occupied to lead you to run for office?
Well, I've been doing politics since probably about that age, because I remember on my way to Children's Space, I kept falling down on the sidewalks and skinning my knees. And you know my father. He wasn't dealing well with me complaining about it constantly at 6, so we went to City Council to talk about sidewalk maintenance and how important that was. And I got a lovely letter from then Mayor Peter Clavell. And I was learning at that age that government should be working for us, and that's what a democracy is all about. And living here in St. Albans, I was looking at one of my incumbent reps voting against minimum wage, voting against paid family leave, and I decided that didn't represent me. That wasn't what I wanted from a government, so I decided I had to throw my hat in the ring, as you say, and here I am.
Well, how exciting. So, you also have worked with the Democratic Party before, correct? What was your role with them?
I've had several roles over the year. I'm currently the Franklin County Democratic Party chair. I'm assistant treasurer statewide and was previously a field organizer, as well as Christine Hulquist's communication director. So I bounce around.
Yeah, that is great. So did you have an education in any of this?
I majored in political science, although I mean, you learn by doing, at least I do. So it was a lot of trial and error on the phones of calling people and talking to them. And as you said in your top 5, what turns people on? What is it they're passionate about? Everyone has a story where they've been impacted by government policy, and it's just finding it and saying what you can do for them.
Okay, so this is your first campaign as a candidate. It's different than any other campaign that's ever been run before because of the situation we're in. What have been the major challenges for you?
Not being able to meet people. I mean, it's a phone call is not the same. A Zoom meeting is not the same. We know that by now. And that's been really difficult, of not being able to like hear from folks of how they're feeling. I think a lot of oxygen, as it were, also gets sucked out of the room by the person in the White House right now. And that's difficult when a lot of what impacts people is like sidewalk maintenance. Like that was a big issue for me when I was 6, and it's still a big issue for people with mobility issues and all kinds of things like that. So yeah, that's been a challenge.
All right. So what you said the person that you're running against, it's a 2-seat district?
It's a 2-seat district, a purple district. So we have an incumbent Democrat who's delightful, Mike McCarthy, who I'm good friends with, and an incumbent Republican, Casey Tooth, as well, who his voting record is what inspired me to run.
Okay, so do you just want to counteract her votes, or are there issues that you really want to bring up to the fore, or do you see issues that we're going to have to deal with?
Totally. I mean, I'm a young person. I'm a renter. I believe there are significantly more landlords in the House of Representatives than LGBTQ people. I think that perspective is underrepresented. But I work with LGBTQ youth every day, and I can tell you, rural mental health in this state is a struggle. And that's something that's really important to me. If I see youth constantly who can't get the care they need and would really thrive with a little bit of support.
Mm-hmm. So are there certain committees you'd like to be on?
Oh, that's a fabulous question. I would love to be elected first, and committees come second. I don't put the cart before the horse.
Well, that's good. That's good. Now, do you have debates coming up with, do you do that?
So this is such a weird year. I mean, ballots go out tomorrow for much of the state. I know. So there are some debates coming up, but really right now it's sort of a weird final push in the middle of September, which is not a normal election calendar. So we'll see about debates. I think we're talking about one for October, but I'm also conscious that a lot of people will have voted by then, which is just such a weird year.
It really is. That you can't say anything else but it being a weird year.
Right. There are 21 people running for president in Vermont right now. So be sure and flip your ballot over, because I am on the back, and I would really like it if you flip your ballot over and vote for me. And actually, everyone on the call tonight will be on the back of the ballot. You as a justice of the peace, and every rep in Vermont is the back of the ballot this year, because there's so many people running for president.
Wow. Who'd want the job?
Right? I'm like, it's yeah.
But we do need a change, though. That's good. And David, I just can't tell you how much I respect you for doing this, what you're doing. It's very, very cool, because a lot of people would say, I don't want to have anything to do with it. But you're willing to get up there and stand. So thank you.
A lot of that comes from knowing you when I was little, and you certainly have a I'm just going to do it attitude. So. For better or worse.
Who else is going to do it if I don't?
Exactly.
All right, David, we'll bring you back for the quiz. So good to talk to you. Oh my! Literally, when he was 4 or 5 years old. Wonderful. All right, let's bring in our next guest, Taylor Small.
Hey,
Taylor. Hi there, Taylor. Again, congratulations, because you won the primary.
I did.
Yeah, and you're sort of really uncontested, aren't you?
For the most part, I do have an independent challenger, but as I was telling you beforehand, I'm not feeling that much of a challenge right now. Maybe that's the drag queen in me. I just don't see anyone as competitive.
So, Taylor, share with our audience what's unique about your campaign, and if you do, or when you do get elected.
Yeah, this is history making here in the state of Vermont and even nationwide. So if and when I get elected in November, I'm going to be the first out transgender state legislator here in the state of Vermont. The first one that gets to go to the state house, which is amazing, and will be the 5th in the nation. Though I know of 13 other trans candidates who are running across our nation for state rep. There's folks running for state senate. Really an amazing revolutionary time when it comes to elections.
It really is phenomenal. Like John and I were talking about our generation. We couldn't even fathom that, if someone who said they were, or at the time, trans, or at the time they've been just laughed at, and not gotten any recognition at all or taken seriously. And here we have, history being made right here in our state. That is very, very exciting.
And now John gets to complain about the fact that I'm getting so much press. I'm sorry. I'll try to send them your way.
So what prompted you to run?
It was actually a call from Representative Diana Gonzalez. She had reached out to me actually through her partner and said, I have a political question for you. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not really in the political sphere right now, but happy to give you what insight I have. And on the phone, she asked, hey, so have you ever thought about running for office? And I'm going to say I was getting into drag, ready to do trivia night, just fully immersed in that experience. And I'm on the phone trying to contemplate whether I'm going to run for office. I was like, maybe, no, I don't know. And so she was like, okay, well, let's check back in soon to talk about this. And I was like, okay, I need to check in with my partner, my family. How about we talk like later next week? And she was like, no. How about we talk tomorrow? That's when you can have your decision, because we only have 5 days for you to file and like actually run. So within 24 hours, I decided to do it, got a website together, did the whole shebang, put a campaign together in 36 hours, and haven't looked back ever since.
Yeah, despite having Justin on your side too. That's
my goodness, God, the dynamic duo. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
How cool. So you were asked to run and you said, sure, why not? So what do you hope to accomplish when you get to Montpelier?
Well, a lot of my work right now through with Pride Center of Vermont is with the Department of Health and navigating health disparities that are specific to the LGBTQ community. And so my hope is to keep pushing on and making sure that healthcare is accessible. I think we see it so often now as we're working through a pandemic, and folks are losing health insurance when they're losing their jobs, and making sure that we're moving towards a system where health insurance isn't tied to employment and that folks are able to access healthcare if and when they need it, not when an emergency is coming up, but making sure that folks are able to consistently engage in that care.
Wow, that's very powerful, and it is needed because things are going to be changing one way or the other. Things are going to change, and you'll be on the vanguard there watching that. How exciting, though, Taylor! I'm very proud of you, and we send our love and support. Thank you. All right, so it's quiz time. Hey, Russell, do we have anybody joining us for the quiz? Any audience members?
No, we just have our live studio audience member joining us tonight.
Okay. All right. So we got Taylor, we've got Johnny. Let's bring in John and David. All right. And another first for Amber Live. Not only is this the most people I think we've had on the screen, but we also have a guest quizmaster, and that's the resident historian from Beaver Pond, Cousin Craig, and he's assembled some great questions for us tonight. So take it away, Craig.
Yes, I'm here representing the Beaver Pond Hysterical Society and our proud tradition of making sure our state representatives are aware of our proud history. So, Russell, do you have these up on screen, or do I just read them? There it is.
Yes.
So who is currently the longest serving member of the Vermont House? In alphabetical order by last name, is it Alice Emmons from Springfield, Robert Helm from Fairhaven, or Bill Lippert from Heinsberg?
So is that 1, 2, or 3? Hold up your finger.
1, 2, or 3.
I'm gonna go.
Johnny, is that 3 fingers?
Yes, that's 3 fingers, like his whiskey. Yes.
David, congratulations. You found a picture of her.
Hey, it's Russell.
and what's interesting is Alice Emmons and I were in the same class in high school. We both went to Springfield High School and graduated in 1973.
But now, Cousin Craig, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Bill Lippert's another queen.
He's been there a long time too.
We count differently, okay? For Amber Live, Bill Lippert wins, okay? Alice is a great legislator. Bill Lippert is a gay man, and he led the thing for gay marriage in the House, so he wins tonight.
Bill Lippert is a champion and a hero.
Okay, everyone hold up number 3, please. Everybody, we're taking over here. Okay, 3.
Creative answers are wonderful, but they don't count. Number 2, second question. A woman named Edna Beard was the first woman elected to the Vermont House of Representatives. What year did she take office? Was it 1889, 1921, or 1939?
What do you say, Johnny?
Johnny? I know those are big numbers.
1, 2, or 3.
Well, anyway, the 3 important people got it right. And of course, you must be thinking about the fact that the amendment to the U.S. The 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution took effect in 1920 that gave women the vote.
Also, that's what I was thinking.
Good job on that.
So Taylor,
Next.
a few years from now, you're going to be trivia on this show.
Yes, right.
Can't wait.
Next question. The Vermont House of Representatives originally consisted of one member from each city or town in the state. That was written in the original Constitution. That was changed so that the districts were apportioned by population. What year did they change that? Was it 1887, 1931, or 1965? Congratulations, Taylor. How did you know that?
I didn't. I guess.
Oh, there was a U.S. Supreme Court ruling in 1962 that said all these states that have very disproportionate relationships are not fulfilling their requirement to guarantee a representative form of democracy to their people, and we had to change it. Interesting fact, in 1963, Johnny's a little behind the times.
He is getting a delayed.
Oh, he votes after the answers are in. So he's always right.
And he still gets it wrong. In 1963, there was one state rep from the town of Stratton, which had 38 people. At the same time, the city of Burlington, with over 35,000 people, had one representative. That just blows my mind.
Hey, I'm from South Burlington. I don't care if Burlington gets any more.
Yes, right.
It's sort of like the electoral college now, or the small states.
Right. Next question. This coming Wednesday, September 23rd, Vermont will recognize whose birthday? Is it Ethan Allen, Thomas Chittenden, or Alexander Twilight? Show us your numbers. Johnny? Are you all there? I mean, are you there?
Cut off the open bar.
It's that expensive platinum vodka Amber drinks.
I think he had two fingers up.
The correct answer is 3. Alexander Twilight was the first person of African descent to have been elected to a state legislature in the United States, which happened in Vermont in 1836. He was also believed to be the first African American to be awarded a bachelor's degree from a university. He went to and graduated from Middlebury College. And the state legislature passed a resolution to name this coming Wednesday, his birthday, as Alexander Twilight Day. Pretty cool.
Yes.
It's really cool.
In 1870, they set the term of state legislators to 2 years. As you know, you're going to be elected to 2-year terms. But prior to that, it wasn't a 2-year term. Was it a 1-year term, a 3-year term, or a 4-year term?
I studied my history.
It was 1. Prior to 1870, every single year they elected a new legislature, and people complained about it for many years because there'd be this huge turnover, and just about the time somebody figured out what the hell they were doing, somebody else would come in and take their place. So they changed it to 2 years. Currently, there are only 5 states that have 4-year terms: Alabama, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, and North Dakota. And every other state has 2-year terms for their state representatives. So we're in good company. We are, by the way, one of only 2 states that have 2-year terms for governor. who knows what the other state is that has.
I know that one. I know that one. I finally know one for sure. New Hampshire.
Yes, it is.
That's an obvious. It's the distance.
Speaking of New Hampshire,
Oh,
we in Vermont have 150 members in our House of Representatives.
Slow in the
How
south.
many are there in the New Hampshire House of Representatives? Are there 100, 150, or 400?
Well, just turn me off.
I'm gonna say they're less than us. Because we're better.
just give them
It is 3. Believe it or not, there are 400 members of the New Hampshire General Assembly,
Oh my
It won't come up
God.
till-
making it the 3rd largest legislative body in the world, next to the British Parliament with 650 members and the U.S. House of Representatives with 435. Crazy.
Russell, I think you need to turn Johnny's camera off for a while. The live
penalty
studio
box.
audience is a little out of control. Just now he can come back if he promises to behave.
Johnny used to live in New Hampshire too.
Okay. Oh, that's what the gesture was for.
Oh, yes, it's the first one. All right.
Actually, I have 2. I have a great grandfather and a great great grandfather who were representatives to the New Hampshire. They call it the General Court, the New Hampshire House of Representatives. But obviously, it wasn't a big deal to be one of 400 people. Last question. How many members of the Vermont House currently are under 25 years old? Are there none? Is there only one? Or are there 4?
There's another one? This is over, right?
Taylor, nice job. There are 4.
What's the minimum age for a representative?
I don't know if there is one. I don't recall
A
seeing.
16-year-old run for governor
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
don't think there is one for state rep.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't remember seeing that in the state constitution anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are 4. Becca White from Hartford.
She turned 26. Challenge. Challenge that. I know it was her birthday because I got a fundraising.
Well,
She called me for donate $26 on my birthday. So
I looked and looked and looked to find where the birthdays were, and there's no legislative directory available that has birthdays on it. So,
Gotta be a donor. That's how you.
well, or elect somebody who goes in there and says, no, we need a legislative directory that has people's birthdays in there. So there's
We'll
your
get that
first.
done for cousin Craig. Birthday's listed.
Felicia Leffler from Enosburg, Lucy Rogers from Waterville, and Patrick Seymour from Sutton. Interestingly, 2 are Democrats and 2 are Republicans.
All right. So, David, how old are you?
26.
And Taylor, you?
Same here.
All right. So,
Why am I in there?
very cool. All righty. All right. Thank you so much, guests.
Smart people.
Very good. Thank you so much. Good luck on the campaign trail. Be safe. You have our support. Thank you so much for being there for us. And cousin Craig, great job.
Anytime.
Y'all.
Thank you. And Johnny, I think he's in the parking lot.
I
I'm
know.
not sure.
I'm back.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay. So that was fun and educational. There, Johnny. Yes, very educational. See, you learn a lot here on Amber Live. It's just not a bunch of pretty faces. No. All right. Okay. So, I think we've got a connection in New Jersey, and let's see. Is he coming in? Yes. There's Rocco Zamboni. Did you learn anything about Vermont?
Yeah, I mean, considering I thought it was just maple syrup up there, that's pretty cool stuff.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, maple syrup's pretty good up there. Did you ever hear of Square Deal Farms? Fantastic. Sorry about
yeah?
the plug. Anyway,
We'll send a bill.
so what's with the New Jersey? I'm not from Jersey.
You are
I
not. You're
frequent
not.
Jersey often.
Okay. So where is your home base?
All right, we talked about this. I'm a little embarrassed to say, but right now I'm residing on Long Island.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See, you get south of out of Vermont, I'm lost.
Yeah, I get it. It's all the same anyway, really. So it's election season, right?
Yes.
So that means gift giving season as well. Because let's face it, if it's election season, you got to get a gift for that person who's either going to vote the same way you think or the way you don't think. Either way, you want people to vote. So I'm like, what gifts do you get somebody who's going to vote? Well, I've been thinking. I came up with this prototype here. Mr. Shithead. Oh, crap, it's in blue. Well, that threw off everything. Anyway, these are pants. The legs. Mr. Shithead. So, let's say, oh, who do we got here? Wait. Bear with me. I'm trying to be creative.
Yes.
I'm with shit here. By the way, this is clay, and I'm thinking about doing the real thing, make it genuine. But production takes time, but I'm eating a lot of pasta. We'll see what happens. Anyway, look at me. I'm Mitch McConnell. What a piece of shit I am. Hey. Or you can have a lot of fun with that one. Or you can even take it to the next level. I'm Roger Stone. I'm rich and I lied, but I got away with it. I'm a piece of shit. Then, of course, grab him by the pussy. Grab him by the pussy. Grab him by the pussy. You can't get my taxes. Who else do we got? Oh, yeah. Hey, Kamala Harris. I'm cool as shit. And then, of course, Joe Biden. Hey, America. Hey, I'm Joe Biden. I'm not a piece of shit, but I'm also out of here because I am the shit.
Shit.
Anyway, that's just one of my things I'm thinking about. I'm coming up with other shit. All right.
Rocco's action figures. I like him.
Hey, what can I say? I'm very, thoughtful in that way. And I'm thinking it's a good time of year to make a buck.
Some people have money. They aren't spending it. So, on other things. So, yeah, go after it if you can.
Why not? I could sell some shit.
So have you ever considered running for office, Rocco?
Hey, the thought has crossed my mind, why not? I could be a mayor. Mayor Rocco, Mayor Zamboni.
Mayor Zamboni. That has a nice ring to it.
Right? I could do it. Hey, president. Maybe I should work my way up or maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think
there's been other people who the president was their first elected office.
Exactly. And look how bad they're doing. So I can't do worse, right?
I don't think you can.
Vote for Rocco out there. Amber, you could be my running mate. Think about that.
Let's consider that. Maybe in 4 years,
Well, not this year.
You'll be older.
Rocco, you got any plans for the week?
No, not really. I think I might go, out, do stuff. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I was just trying to think of this shithead thing.
Well, yeah, I'm afraid to ask where you do your best thinking about that, but
oh, you can ask, but I think you know the answer.
I do know the answer. Okay, Rocco, you have a good week, all right?
You too, Amber. Good seeing you. Happy election season. All right.
It's coming.
Vote, everybody.
Vote. Yes. Like, I didn't realize Vermont ballots were going out tomorrow, and some places like Virginia, people are already voting. Vote now. Get it over with and done before who knows what happens next. All right. Let's check in with down at our studios in New York and with Jack and Russell. Yes, the Terriers. Jack and Russell, my Terriers.
Terrible Terriers.
So Jack, what do we have tonight? What did you see?
Oh, we got some good comments for the caption contest.
Oh, yeah?
Russell, hit me with
I can't
that-
wait.
with
I
that
can't wait.
Screenshot of the ancient sperm that they found. We've got ancient sperm in amber.
Ha
We've got a new Amber LeMay wig. We've got, oh my goodness, what a big sperm. And we've got, oh, I'd get that checked out. It looks a little dry and stringy. We've also got some of your Brazilian gone horribly wrong due to ancient crusty sperm.
Ancient crusty sperm.
It's a holistic treatment. And finally, we've got, wrapping it up, we've got Jessica Butt saying the origins of the first resident of Beaver Pond.
Oh, that's very nice. Well, thank you for participating, audience members. That was great. Any other observations, Jack?
Yeah, we did have a couple of good observations regarding Cousin Craig and the civics lesson. John Olson wanted to know if he went to school with Ethan Allen.
I believe it was his younger brother, Ira. I think that was, yeah.
And there was another really good comment regarding Amber and Bob about how you are both local trailblazing heroes, and with a shout out to Lady Zeno.
Yeah, someone were social and they went into Lady Zeno. Yes, our good friend. Social, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
social indeed. Look what came in the mail.
Oh, very good.
I got some merch.
Merch. All right. So, Russell, what do you got anything to say?
I do have things to say. I always do. As you remember, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if people wanted to send in tributes to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, we would love to hear them. And what we got, I had to do a little scrambling. Our friend Mark LeBlanc was out at the Brooklyn Museum, and he sent some pictures from his trip out there. Here's one of a piece of pottery that's got Ruth on it that somebody did as a piece of art, and also a painting of her.
Oh, how nice.
People are thinking of her. It's quite a loss.
Thanks for sharing.
And then we also have something new tonight. As you know, we ask people who have our shirts or other Amber merchandise like the mugs to send in pictures. And we have a new friend from Red Deer, Alberta, our friend Alex, but he sent in a picture of his friend Jack tonight, who is wearing the Amber Live t-shirt. And if you look in the back and you can see the scramble that I had to do, he took this picture during the show tonight. You can see the image on the screen. So Jack wearing his Amber Live t-shirt is watching tonight's show.
Very cool.
Been watching for too long. He's dead.
Scramble. So anybody, remember, if you want those products, you can get them at Amber Live TV, and we would love to have your pictures of you with your Amber Live products. That would be fantastic.
All right. Russell, do we have a show next week?
We do have a show next week. We're keeping our fingers crossed. We're still waiting on a couple confirmations on our guests. So we will, but it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a big show. So I don't want to get anyone's hopes up and then dash them.
Okay. We will have some announcements next week about upcoming shows and productions that we're doing. So very good. All right, Russell, you have a good week. Jack, you have a good week as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say goodbye to my live studio audience as well.
He's back.
That's great. What? So, yeah, Larry's talking to you there, Johnny. All right. Thank you so much. This has just been a pleasure talking to old friends who are doing great things in the world, and to share it with you people who, we're getting 2,000 to 4,000 viewers a week on this thing. And that's just really cool that we're able to share the good things that are happening here in Vermont with other people. So thank you very much. Have a great week, and see you next week at 8 o'clock. Yep, I'm going to be here. Hope you will be too. Bye-bye.
This show is just like paper.
How do you mean?
It's terrible!